Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're doing a serious deep dive into some major year-to-date headline news trends that are defining a massive geopolitical trade crisis. And more importantly, we're going to look at exactly how it's being solved by Edge AI. We're unpacking the incredibly complex Ontario-Michigan waste corridor. It's a wild story involving Washington, USMCA negotiations, Ontario's capacity constraints, and a looming wall of tariffs. I'm super excited to unpack this with you, so grab your focus and let's get started.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the Ontario-Michigan trash war, the looming August tariff cliff, and something called the sentient bridge. From there, we'll look at how Edge AI turns matter into data, dive into the auditable PDF shield, and wrap up with scaling the circular bioeconomy. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Ontario-Michigan trash war. It's a massive logistical challenge.
3.46 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's the amount in millions of tons of municipal solid waste, or MSW, that Ontario officially exports to Michigan landfills every single year. We are talking about a massive, relentless pipeline of MSW disposal just constantly being shipped across the border to U.S.-Michigan landfills from Ontario, Canada. And look at the sheer volume here. Ontario's waste literally accounts for 14.35% of all the waste disposed of in Michigan landfills. Honestly, on any given weekday morning, you'll see a continuous queue of transport trucks just lined up, crossing the Ambassador and Blue Water bridges just to dump this material.
So why is this happening? Well, the extreme economic arbitrage driving this corridor is just staggering. Over in the Greater Toronto area, the receiving side tipping fee has a steep floor of $189.86 per ton. But contrast that with Michigan's accept side tipping fee. It's a meager 36 cents per ton. Yeah, 36 cents. Even with the Michigan governor's proposed fee hikes pushing that up to maybe $5 a ton, the gap is still absolutely massive. The economics simply dictate that it's way cheaper to haul waste across an international border than to bury it locally. Section 2. The August tariff cliff. We're looking at a serious geopolitical pincer effect here.
Notice this tightening geopolitical pincer. We're seeing Washington's aggressive tariff wall escalating exactly as Ontario faces a pretty desperate 2034 domestic landfill capacity cliff. Looking at our year-to-date news trends, you can see how this escalated. In January, the blue box collapse basically forced commercial waste over private haulers. Then, by February, the Donald Trump administration activated Section 1-2 tariffs in Washington. Fast forward to April, and Ontario Premier Doug Ford signed Bill 5. That was specifically to fast-track domestic landfill expansion to protect Ontario if that border closes to its garbage. And now, looming right in front of us on August 19, 2026, a 50% tariff under Section 338 is slated to hit Canadian wood. The CUSMA and USMCA trade frameworks are under immense pressure right now, and this cross-border trade pipe is caught directly in the middle.
Moving on to Section 3, the sentient bridge. This is where we see a real technological paradigm shift. We do not move garbage. We convert physical matter into queryable data. I love that quote. It's the foundational thesis of the 905 Wood Digital Refinery. They're completely redefining what a waste management company is, essentially turning it into an information services entity. They aren't just hauling wood anymore. They're literally processing data.
And that brings us to a concept called explainable compliance. By using AI to create a strict, court-admissible, and cryptographically sealed digital audit trail for material routing, it completely replaces error-prone human classification. By fully digitizing the strict forensic requirements of Ontario Regulation 347, this whole verification concept actually prevents contaminated loads from ever reaching the border in the first place. It's brilliant.
All right, Section 4, Edge AI, matter into data. Let's talk about operationalizing the tech stack.
So, we're looking at a highly specific hardware and software setup here. Powered by the Google Pixel 11 Pro running Android 17 and Tensor G6 Silicon, it utilizes Turbo Quant compression and the Light Art AI stack, right alongside dual AI models like Gemini 3.6 Pro and Claude Opus 4.8. Now, I know, that sounds like a typical high-end consumer smartphone setup, right? But operationalizing this specific high-powered edge computing stack actually provides sub-500 millisecond inference directly at the bin, even in a super chaotic hostile construction environment.
Here's the 12-stage 905 Wood Digital Refinery workflow, neatly condensed into 4 main steps for us. First up, an operator does a multimodal frame capture via that Pixel 11 Pro. Second, the on-device light RT-AI inference instantly checks for toxins, things like arsenic. Third, the data gets cryptographically sealed using the Titan M2 chip. And finally, PDF documentation is generated. Basically, the dual AI models reach a consensus, and a legally bulletproof file is minted right there on the spot. No middleman needed.
Which leads us to Section 5, the auditable PDF shield. This is about transforming liability into actual revenue.
So this digital refinery application workflow produces this unified UI/UX output, a single, signed PDF that acts as an auditable shield. It's a total game changer. The USMCA or CUSMA Certificate of Origin acts as a firewall, completely bypassing those looming 50% tariffs for customs brokers. Then the electronic RPRA manifests automate the provincial compliance tracking for OREG 347, while the Zero Levy report card provides massive circle-till tax savings, helping them dodge hefty regional disposal fees. And to top it off, the Puro.Earth registry entry unlocks global carbon dividends by proving the material's pure origins.
Just look at these exact numbers for the value generation per 144-yard mothership load. We're talking over $1,000 in levy savings, $1,053.23 to be exact, and a staggering $2,721 in carbon dividends. By integrating this right into their request for quote strategy and retaining that carbon dividend at 100% margin, the technology literally pays for itself. Plus, it delivers tremendous pass-through savings directly to the general contractor.
Finally, Section 6, Scaling the Circular Bioeconomy, Securing Ontario's Industrial Leadership.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is this brilliant Trojan horse framing. By operating under the NIAS 51 classification, which is the official category for information sectors, 95 Wood isn't actually hauling trash. Legally, they are an information and data company. They're using data to secure high-purity biocarbon feedstock. By operationalizing the Google Pixel 11 Pro and that light art AI stack we talked about, 95 Wood effectively secures Ontario's industrial leadership in the global circular bioeconomy. It's pretty wild.
And this statement perfectly captures the essence of everything we've unpacked today. Think about it. 186 hours of dense geopolitical briefings, tariff threats from Washington, and complex environmental toxicity regulations, all elegantly solved and bypassed by a single digital signature. This sentient bridge seamlessly connects the chaotic world of construction waste directly to the incredibly strict, high-purity requirements of the biocarbon market. So, I want to leave you with this one provocative thought. If Edge AI can turn a totally chaotic garbage crisis into a highly profitable digital and environmental asset, what other physical supply chains are out there just waiting to be dematerialized into data? It completely shifts how we value our physical world, right? It leaves us to genuinely wonder just how many other traditional industries are sitting right on the brink of a similar sentient paradigm shift. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and we'll see you next time.